So here we're going to be talking about AIOps and observability with the added power of HelixGPT. What you have seen on the main screen is how the BMC connected digital ops strategy can apply across the enterprise, whether it be financial service providers, manufacturers, or even your local grocery store. The Helix platform is designed to serve systems when they are under the most stress. Building resilient systems is in BMC's DNA, and supporting businesses through their major events such as Christmas season, Boxing Day, Black Friday, and even as we head into footy finals, ticketing websites and shops that sell jerseys and other merchandise. Operational staff feel the pressure, and BMC's AIOps platform is designed to ensure those at the coalface of your organization do not feel overwhelmed. In this era of complex hybrid cloud environments, operations staff are bombarded with an avalanche of data points and bespoke dashboards. With HelixGPT, staff like Chris at the coalface are equipped with accurate context in real time through service maps and automated service impact. The Helix platform data lake provides a unified view of events, metrics, changes, service maps, incidents, and logs, which are processed through the advanced AI/ML engine, enabling correlation and accurate service impact to provide RCA. Remediation is also handled within the console, providing insight into best recommended action and minimizing context switching. The Helix platform also provides rich visualizations, which can be configured to represent a multitude of views across various personas within a business. With the Helix solution, we are driving visibility across the mainframe, IoT, edge, and the cloud to predict and fix issues before the end user is impacted. Let's take a look at the platform. Here the overview page shows me a slick and clean snapshot of my current environment posture. Chris the NOC engineer has a clear view of event trend and current service state. As you can see here, there are 2 services which are slightly degraded and 3 current open situations. Let's now investigate the retail point of sale service. What historically would require a war room to diagnose is now facilitated through BMC Helix AIOps with GPT. Let's walk through how the platform is able to go from diagnose to remediate. At the top of the screen, I can see the issue is currently tagged as minor. So from this, I can ascertain that I currently don't have major customer impact, so I can really get ahead of the game. The timeline view shows me that a change has occurred, and subsequent to this, I've started receiving both events and incidents. These are probably related, but I need to do some further investigation. Focusing our attention on the topology layers and the connections between them, we can see there are some indicators of issues across the topology stack. Nothing is red critical yet, but there is some orange color that indicates a warning. This view delineates the different infrastructure layers: mainframe, network, hosts, applications. BMC is the only vendor that has podium solutions across the entire infrastructure stack, or what we like to say, mainframe to the edge. Here we can see mainframe is not impacted. It looks like we have issues at the network and the end user layers. Now I can look at a logical view of my service to see key connectivity between each of the components. Here it's clear that a specific node has a failure that is degrading the service applications of the retail store. What I'm also able to do within the Helix platform is look at the predicted health indicators of the service based on the thresholds which were defined in the health indicators as part of the service blueprint. As you can see here, I'm looking like I'm going to be reaching a tipping point for the end user response time as my number of orders increase. And you can see here it says I'm going to be breaching one of my 9 health indicators. These are defined, as I mentioned, as part of the service blueprint. Now we know we need to act, so instead of pulling in multiple resources, pulling people away from their families, or perhaps more importantly, watching their favorite sporting team as we head into final season, we can use the power of HelixGPT to determine root cause. HelixGPT pulls up a summary of key information with the root cause and also a curated summary in simple terms which Chris can understand. Here it says that there's an interface port down. At this particular switch, because we have access to rich historical information of past tickets and past resolutions, we can see this has actually happened 23 times, and it's starting to impact end user experience. It's not failing yet, but there is an impact. And because we've seen it 23 times, we've got a recommended path forward via an automation that has a high chance of resolving this issue. Before running the best action recommendation, let's get further into the details as to why. Why has HelixGPT made these recommendations, and what is it suggesting that I do to remediate? Here, there is much more detail in the health timeline than we saw earlier at a summary level. Here it shows the specific change that's occurred, the network events and application events that are correlated to that change. The other interesting thing that GPT shows us is also based on seasonality. Through historical information, we've got a good understanding of the revenue that's expected from these stores at this time of year. This tells us that based on historical information, if we don't take action, there's a 54% chance that the service will degrade in the next 3 hours, to the point where there's going to be a failure in stores and the orders won't be processed. So we have a potential of 50,000 orders failing, resulting in $26 million in loss. The last detail that HelixGPT shows us is resolution insights. This shows us that 23 times in the past this issue has happened, and this automation has recommended a 95% chance of remediation, saving a week's worth of work and $50,000. The Helix platform with its situation fingerprints uses AI to detect whether similar issues have occurred in the past and subsequent best action recommendation, giving Chris confidence in the proposed path forward. We can now run the automation with confidence that the issue will be resolved. We can now see the health timeline and topology go back to green. This was all due to BMC Helix AIOps with HelixGPT. AIOps being the single interface for data from across the enterprise, and HelixGPT taking the place of a war room of SMEs manually correlating all the information to produce the root cause, then executing a recommended remediation to fix the issue. This is just one of the ways BMC is using generative AI technology inside the Helix platform to improve operational efficiency and solve problems faster. Happy demonstrating.